Alrighty. Oh man. Got a fair bit of sowing to get through today. We've actually had, and I'm going to have to show it on my main channel, the rains that we've had recently. It's caused a whole bunch of new growth. And I should go out to my little hidey spot and see if I can see some mushrooms. I got some good mushrooms out of this spot. And with a bit of luck, there's still the mycelium in the ground. And I may even get some more because I've got a lot of puffballs coming up and stuff. And just heaps of, and there's just that time of the year where you get a big burst of rain and then all the grass stuff. And this is one of these things, even though it's windy, I probably should start raking up all these sticks. And I've got to put that on my main channel too. We had a massive clean out up there, which I probably mentioned originally after my YouTube hiatus. Yeah, the front of the place, all the old frickin' logs and shit, massive clean out of it all. There's one point there we were dragging out basically 5 logs or whole trees at once in one pull with a tractor. And I got that on video, so I should probably put that up. In all of this, there's been a lot of sticks and shit all dragged out. Some of them are the ones that spike your tyres, the African boxthorn, and yeah. So I need to sort of rake up that, and I've got a lot of other stuff from where I've done a lot of chainsawing and wood chopping and stuff, and I've sort of raked a fair bit of that. I've got to rake some more, and the reason for that is because the green grass is coming, and the long and short of it is that if you fuck around and you don't get it now, you ain't ever going to get it. So there's another area too where some of the ones we pulled out, on the other side of my bedroom there's basically these smaller dead ones that look like they died years ago. There's a certain height that a lot of them have got to and died around here, and we believe it was a really bad drought they had many years ago, killed off a bunch of these trees because they're all the same size pretty much. But some had obviously outdone others because they're planted fairly close. And the long and short of it is that to safely get some out, I had to fell quite a few branches off some of them. And then I cut those branches up on the spot. And of course, when these branches fall, all the little sticks and everything go bang and break. Since I've removed those, you can actually see my house a lot better from the road. I mean, you can actually see there's a frickin' house there. So, yeah, but there's a lot of sticks from where I've felled all those branches in the one spot, so I've got to rake those up as well. And I've got quite a few wood piles in that area. There's log piles all over the damn joint. I've got one out the back, just out behind all the laundry and that. There's another one further out where we dragged out the bulk of the main stuff. There's a half-assed one near the water tank that's been there a little while. And there's probably at least another 2 on the other side of where my bedroom is there, one of which is quite a substantial stash. And I've even got a bonfire heap out there as well, just across from that, only a few metres away. And I've got a big one out there, and I think bloody pigeons are nesting in the damn thing, and that's quite a large size bonfire that'll be happening. And I've got another really piss-weak one down towards going down the hill. I've got another thing, I've got a chainsaw in there, and I've got a chainsaw, the one that fell down the other day. Along with all the big stumps out there, there's some colossal size shit out there, fucking enormous. The truth is that I don't really know if I absolutely have to cut it up, but it wouldn't be a bad idea anyway, and a lot of them are cut 3/4 of the way through. There's one of them I couldn't work out how to roll over. I managed to roll it over, and it's had a couple, maybe a week or a week and a half, sitting up the other way. There's no mud on that side, so I'm going to cut through with that, and that'll give us a great heap. But there's some of these, you know, roots that the grain goes every bloody direction, so they're really hard to split, and some of them are fucking huge. Like, they roll on your leg, that'll be the end of your leg, you know, and you'd have some serious breaks. And so I've got to try and, deal with a few of those. There was one or two that were still green, including this real gangly looking bloomin' Peruvian peppercorn. You may know it as Californian peppercorn. It's actually a native of Peru. We've got a lot of them here. So the ones that sort of come out, you know, greenish or fairly young, as there was another one that I cut down just to sort of be able to get in to the damn thing. I knew I was going to clean that area out, so I cut that down. It's only been dead for like a year, so those ones are sort of left aside because they're not in danger of rotting anytime soon. So we're using all the other ones that have been dead for years that are going to go down the path of rotting sooner rather than later than the ones that were green only 12 or 18 months ago. Anyway, seems I'm going to be giving a lot of bags out this Easter. Just thinking about this arsehole that I've got to deal with. Fucking unbelievable, judgmental, you know. There's someone who's, I don't know how they got connected with that church, but they're basically been like a fucking heroin addict or something. You know, oh, they need help, oh, they need help, oh, you can't judge the heroin addict. You know, and there he was, oh, you know, a message that, you know, this woman, blah, 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 she's doing this, that, and the other. And, you know, so keep her in her prayers, this and that. One of the old guys, and he is fairly old, I think he's damn near, oh shit, I think he's actually 80 or at least late 70s, I think he's actually 80. Said that back in the day, because his wife died, 5 or 6 years ago at least now, back in the 90s, oh, you know, this woman needs help, oh, she, you know, must have smashed up a commission house, couldn't get any place to stay in at the time, and so, oh, we'll take her on. So, this woman, heroin addict, you know, oh, she's recovering, oh, they're all fucking recovering, fucking oath. Ended up having to stay in a house. She fucking robbed half the shit out of the fucking house before she disappeared again. The dumb bitch come back to the same church asking for help, of course, you know. You've been a sucker before, she'll take you again. And they're this same arsehole who's dealing with me, you know, don't judge a fucking drug addict, but judge some guy who's never laid a finger on your daughter, you know, never done anything wrong to her, judge the fuck out of him. But, you know, let's be all fine with the drug addicts, you know. We'll judge the cunts that never done shit, never harmed anyone, never stole off anyone, been nothing but a positive influence. We'll judge the fuck out of them. We don't want them around, but we can't judge the heroin addicts. Nah, you can throw the heroin addict overboard when you're fucking way out at sea, as far as I'm concerned. You know. Anyway, it gives you an idea of what the prick's really like. And, you know, all fucking empathetic on the surface, but when you got reasonable people, you know, he sort of, whoa, he can go off the fucking rails. Oh, yeah, but it was his daughter. Yeah, well, you know, this is the thing. How much time you got to spend with somebody before you're considered not a threat? While these fucking drug addicts who have been a threat, who have stolen off people, they're still considered welcome. And what the fuck is this shit, honestly? The dumb bastard said, oh, but look at the age difference in them, you know, she's 20 and he's 36. So? I'm not trying to fuck her, you know? Like, they had a thing they set up in this church, and my dad sort of was part of it, and most of them fizzled out due to lack of interest, where they got a teenage boy who wasn't their son, and they hooked up a teenage boy with another older male figure, not their father, in the church, and, you know, try to set them up to be friends. And, you know, most of them fizzled out, but the one my father knew, you know, they've kept in contact. I mean, he's now fucking bought a house and moved in with a girlfriend into this house they bought, and the whole lot. I've seen, you know, and that's been going on for years, you know. What's the age difference? Honest truth? At least 45 years age difference. That was a program initiated by that church. And this prick, was 16 years different. Oh, fuck me. She's a young woman. Some young women like sewing, you know. Just saying. I've got 3 sewing machines. It's probably going to increase to like 15 or something before too long, which reminds me I've got to start advertising. And, you know, anyway, grumps will be grumps, and people who are going to make arseholes of themselves will be arseholes, and I've got to stop writing fucking notes. I know. I'm going to have several types of notes from now on. It's either going to be a bomb threat, this is a hold-up, this is a piece of paper, you are reading this. When you hand out those last 2, you get another note back. Sometimes it says, you're a fucking idiot. Yeah, they're not the best idea, these notes, but I don't know how the fuck you can misconstrue something as bad as it was. I wish I took a photo of the original note so I could show you guys exactly what it said, but unfortunately I didn't. But sometimes people are like, they're fucking loaded to misconstrue it. Like they're already got something against you. They've just got to find a way to legitimise their dislike of you. And that's sort of, you know, she was fine with me, and this cunt always, you know, all smiles and all this bullshit, you know. Another one of these fucking smile on the outside, turn into a fucking snake on the inside. Which is like the typical politically correct narcissist dickheads, you know. There's the one at the piggery, you know. This woman, I was fine with it initially, you know. First conversation we had was fine, you know. We're waiting for the boss to come, so the boss comes a couple of minutes later. It was the end of the conversation. The gate was unlocked, and we just started, you know, doing what we had to do. And you know, the second conversation was me, her, and another woman, and there was a mention of Aboriginals, and the other woman made a bit of a smart remark about Aboriginals, and I agreed with her, and this politically correct bitch took it out on me like I had said it. I was only agreeing with this other guy. Fucking hell, you could see the snake in the fucking eyes, and she went ballistic, this bitch. And yeah, she's fucking, she's another one of these politically correct bitches that, hot-headed, you know, she would fuck things on a regular basis and then try and hide it from the boss. Or she'd actually go run into the boss and blame the other person she's working with, sort of almost like to get in first, you know. So if the other person said something, she's going to be fucked. But if she got in and blamed the other person after she fucked her, then she'd be fine. The dumb bitch would also sometimes add an extra 45 minutes onto her pay sheet every day. I fucking saw it. You know, we both turn up at the same time, both leave at the same time, and as I'm signing off on mine, I look at what she's put, stack another 45 minutes on top. Fucking bitch. Fucking cheating, schmarming little prick. But that's what you get, you know. The world's filling up with these politically correct arseholes who, you know, enable everything, including himself, rip off the system and then stand there and say, well, the system should stand by us. Well, I don't know. You know, you keep jacking your fucking hours up falsely. You know, you keep fucking poisoning everyone you come across. You know, you can't take anything as it is. You got to fucking work it into some sort of a fucking, you know, shitstorm. So, anyway,